hot off the presses. Grab your exclusive merch at the Vile Hip Hop Shop. Protect your energy at all costs. And you tired of all these self-proclaimed goats? Well, be a goat killer exclusively at the Viral Hip Hop Shop. Link in the description. Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Hit me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
Word. You know, we've never seen you on screen disrespecting black. And what I mean by that is there's always been a sense of pride, even though you may have said it, but Stomp the Yard, This Christmas, Scandal, Cadillac Records, it's always been like pride, even though you don't necessarily have to say it. Do you kind of keep that in mind when you pick certain roles in Hollywood, pick certain roles in movies, or even when you kind of articulate yourself on screen and bringing a little bit of Columbus Short out as well? Like, is that like something that you hold and kind of keep in mind?
Absolutely. That's interesting that you said that, because look, black people are interesting because we speak two languages. Even if I'm not talking about Spanish and English. I'm talking about we have our business dialect, right? How we talk to the business, the CEO, and then we have how we talk to our family, how we talk to our homies, how we talk to our friends. Even when we're playing, like when I was playing Harrison, I still wanted to have that strength of a black man, and the strength of a black man and the love for the black woman, and Carrie having her back no matter what, showing those kind of things. Same thing in this Christmas, an Armor there, but I wanted to represent always. There's a little bit of hood in me. You know what I'm saying? There's a little bit of hood in me, but I'm an educated man from the hood. You know what I'm saying? So that has always kind of been the juxtaposition in everything that I bring to the screen. But the crazy part is, in that first front part of my career, I didn't realize that I was a leader. I didn't realize I was, that I had to be an example. I don't know if that makes sense, because I was working. I was just on the grind. Not, people see my movies. I kept my personal life private. And then when things kind of fell apart, you see like, dang, Columbus, man, we was rooting for you, dog. Like, you don't hear people rooting for you because you working. Man, they hated to see the fall, and it was kind of like letting down, feeling that I let down my people, let down young black men, young black women, my fan base. It put me in a really different headspace about the responsibility of being a star, of being there. I always used to shy away from saying star or celebrity or, but it's the facts. And once you are that, especially now thinking back on, Martin Luther King and what he was doing, he was an actual leader. We're in a leaderless society now, but we're not in a leaderless society. All the people that are in the forefront, athletes, musicians, actors, it's our responsibility to help guide those that are looking at us and be an example, not be in jail, not be in trouble, carrying ourselves and conducting ourselves like a leader should. And so, that's really where my mindset is now, as opposed to where it was then.
Appreciate that. Has there been ever a time where, you got a role and you say, you know what, I'm not going to do that because this is going to compromise my moral fabric? Can you tell us about a time if you would?
Yeah. So there was, I was always been hard pressed. Like, I'm never going to wear a dress. You know what I mean? I was never going to do that. I just felt like it's not me. And some actors, they're like that are straight are open to that. Some actors are open to playing, gay roles. I'm not gay, and I love everybody, LGBTQ.
Right.
But I just didn't feel like I could honestly commit to that for my own self. Right. That's not something I wanted to do. Also, I got offered this movie called Legion. I think Tyrese ended up doing it. And I read the script. The president was like, Columbus, I need an answer by tonight. And I'm like, read the script, and I'm like, man, the character was like blaspheming against God, and it just bothered me. And I told him I can't do it, and he said, why? And I remember I didn't want to tell him the real reason why, and I was uncomfortable. And then finally, I just broke down and I sent him a two paragraph email, and I'm like, it's blaspheming against God. I can't, even though we're acting, I can't do it. And he was very mad at me about that. But I stuck to my guns on that, and that was like the one role I really remember that I had. Morally, I just couldn't do it.
If you could wrap up your whole career as far as being a black man in Hollywood, what would be your experience thus far?
Great highs, and extreme lows. I've been uncompromising behind the scenes. I've never wanted to compromise my principles or my beliefs to get anywhere. I never had to do anything to get a job or to, do anything compromising to myself, right? Or morally compromising just to get ahead. I've been hard pressed about that. And I think at times that has stifled me. That held me back. I could have gone on easy roads. I could have made choices that would have put me in positions to be the biggest movie star on the planet. But I chose the long road. And I think, it's hurt me, but it made me strong. And, I've survived the game. So I think if you sum up my career, I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor in this game.
Now, I heard you talking about a time when you were incarcerated for a short amount of time, and you said some guys noticed you, and you said that if they can notice me at my lowest, that that was like a defining moment for you. Can you speak on that whole moment?
Yeah, it was crazy, man, because first of all, I've never been in trouble with the law, and to be, I was arrogant in the sense that I didn't do, if we're going to speak frank on this show, right? We can speak clearly, frankly.
Please do.
My ex-wife accused me of abusing her, and you know what I mean? And that I've never abused a woman in my life. And so my arrogance was like, I'm not going to respond to this. This is ridiculous. I'm not going to, and I thought I was big enough not to let it affect my career. And I was completely ignorant on that note. You know what I mean? And so to end up in jail for not going to court, I was just like not showing up to court, just like, not respecting the justice system. And to end up in jail, it was like a really low for me. I'm like, how am I here? Right. Yeah. And so I'm walking through the jail, and these Crips was walking with the sheriffs, and they saw me, and it was like, oh, hey, there go Cuz right there. There go Cuz right there. And the sheriff's looking at me like, who is this? Who is this? You know what I'm saying? They were like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm nobody. But so they throw me in the tank with these guys, and I'm in the Crip tank. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? They like, where you from, Cuz? Where you whoop de whoop? They banging on me. And then some OGs from the back, like, hey, hold up, that's Cuz from this Christmas. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. They was like, oh, that is Cuz. Hey, he was from Stomp the Yard. Cuz. Oh, Cuz. How was the kitchen making good? Whoop de whoop. So we, it all got crazy in there. And then, things settled down, and one of the OGs sat me down. And he's like, look, man, we don't ever want to see you back up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not for you, man. You know what I'm saying? This, you got everything ahead of you, because we've been watching you. We've been watching you for years, cuz like we don't ever want to see you back here. You know what I'm saying? And it was a real triple OG conversation to me. You know what I'm saying? Talking to me, dropping the jewels on me. And I always will remember that. And I've always wanted to represent that I wasn't going to stay there. Like everything that I was, and I told him that I was like, this is just temporary low. I'm gonna get it together. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that them, wherever they are, because a lot of those guys we will never see again on the street. They was going away for a long time, life. Hopefully they're seeing that I kept my end of that promise. And I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to be doing.